Small business owner, check. This is my name. This is the name of my company. This is what my company does. This is why I love what I do. This is an accomplishment I'm proud of. This is where you can find me online. And if you're a small business owner, introduce yourself in the comments. And
Yeah. Hey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
So, we want to welcome everyone to another episode of A Seat at the Dinner Table. I am Taman.
And I'm Kim.
And tonight, I'm excited for who we're having on today. But first, we do want to thank our sponsors, Simply Shondell. I do want to thank you.
Welcome.
For being a sponsor. Tonight, I'll pass it off to my wife to let us know what we're having for dinner tonight.
So tonight we have turkey meatballs. I just whipped up some from fresh ground turkey. I got mashed sweet potatoes and some broccoli.
So we are getting down with the getting down. And this evening, I'm going to bring on our guest. Let me do some editing here. Hello, can you hear us?
Yeah, definitely can hear y'all. How y'all doing?
Doing good.
Dion!
Hey, how you going?
Good. Can I turn this up?
So we want to introduce Dion Alston of Akhibachi's in Dover, Delaware. We've had your meals. We've actually driven down from Newcastle County just for your food.
Appreciate that.
So we definitely want to spotlight you and your business. So first, we want you to introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Like you said, my name is Dion Alston. From Dover, Delaware. I'm 37.
I'm just kidding.
I know, man. Right there.
Really?
We're at the cusp.
Listen, I recently told my husband, I said, I just can't say late 30s. It's got to be at the mid range.
It's not. It ain't. Yeah, it
don't
like,
sound right.
I say it, they be like, hold on, how old are you? 37. I'm like,
Right.
man. I say it for him. Right in my head, I'm like, man, we're gonna have to do something about this.
Right.
But yeah, just a man with a dream, man. That's an ambition. That's it, man. I really can't. I don't want to give myself too much accolades, man. I just, learn from my mistakes. Because, I try to remain humble because it keeps you hungry.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not to say I don't give myself credit, what credit due, but I try to, I'm always trying to cultivate because it's so easy to lose yourself in search of something else. You understand what I'm saying? So you be full head of steam, and then you lost sight of everything in the travel. So that's why I try to remain grounded because I come from I made a lot of mistakes. So failure's not an option at this point.
I feel you.
Definitely understand that.
Feel you.
Try to tell my wife that being humble. Sometimes, I mean, she wants, even with me, she wants me to brag on myself. I'm like, I'll let others do that.
Yeah.
I mean, you can give yourself a little bit of credit though. You putting in the work, you working hard, so you can give yourself some credit. It's not.
I think it's a balance. I haven't found it, but I believe that there's a balance between that thin line between confident and cocky. You know what I'm saying? And also between humble and confident. There's a line between that as well. So
definitely feel you on that.
Straddling it, to have that humbleness. That's why it's got to be for self. The humbleness got to be for self. It can't be because I want people to think that I'm humble, so I'm going to try to act humble. It's got to be for you because nobody can tell you what to be humble about because it's you. Right. You're the one doing it. You know what I'm saying? Somebody else might need those accolades to make them keep going, doing whatever they did, where other people may not.
Right.
So I definitely, just that's the process of the journey to manhood. You start to pick up these bits and pieces, man.
Right.
And you be like, damn, that's what they was talking about. Oh, wow. Okay. I get it.
A lot of learning in the journey.
Man.
And the thing is, these types of journeys is we all hit a lot of different stumbling blocks and things. So it's never
and
ending.
they were meant for you.
Yep.
They were meant just for you, nobody else.
Yep.
That's the beauty of it all.
I know we're definitely excited to have you on. I know I am.
Yeah, I'm excited.
know.
I'm excited, man. I'm even honored that y'all even considered me. You know,
Aw.
that was definitely a pleasure. I was like, I was getting ready to hit the road. I said, hold on, let me park so I can,
Appreciate
Appreciate
it.
I'll be on the road at 8:00 looking all crazy.
I
I was
definitely
looking forward to this.
appreciate it. One thing that we wanted to do with this entrepreneur spotlight, for one, like we're trying to create a table for ourselves to just sit and talk and like do what I feel like our culture we've gotten away from, which is sitting down at the dinner table and talking about serious topics and things like that, and then also giving people their flowers while they're here and putting on other businesses and things, because we're trying to build empires around here.
Absolutely. And that's what it's about. It's the only way we're going to make any type of reformation, is to build those empires, because they all need working pieces. And everybody thinks, especially I'm a man, so I have to speak from a man's perspective, especially as a black man coming up, from adolescence to teenage. It's all about finding out who you are. You know what I'm saying? You want to be represented. You want to walk in the room and everybody like, oh, that's such and such. You know what I'm saying? That's why we do stuff outside of ourselves to try to gain that attention. You know what I'm saying? So it's just important to let the youth know that they don't have to be that tough guy, you know what I'm saying, to get that attention. We don't see enough of that. We don't see enough of the cool still, you know what I'm saying, where they projected cool. Me now looking at things from bumping my head 20,000 times, the guy that doesn't have those 10,000 bumps on his head is the cool guy to me. You know what I'm saying? Why, but I can remember those days looking up to those guys, you know what I'm saying, that was running the streets, because that's what I saw. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely to provide those type of, I even try to dress a certain type of way and stuff to try to get the youth to, like, damn, I see, damn, you got them Jones, like, yeah, because they know what I do, so so in their head they can correlate it with the hard work that I do, opposed to, oh, I know we out there doing this or that. In order for me to get those Dior's, I gotta go do this and that, just like him. Where he's like, nah, bro, he got his own restaurant. You don't gotta do that.
Right.
That's a fact.
Okay. You want to hop in the question?
So, what inspired you to turn your idea into a business?
I actually was kind of forced into it, because you never know what you're fully capable of until you forced to do it. You know what I'm saying? I hate to correlate it to something so negative, but I was incarcerated. My first time ever being incarcerated, I was like 90 days or something like that. It was the longest 90 days of my life. I was sitting there telling myself the whole time, like, I'm never going to prison. I don't know how y'all do 5 years, 3 years. I couldn't do it. In my mind, in my head, I really believed that I could not physically or mentally do 5 years in prison until I had to do 5 years in prison. You feel what I'm saying? So, and then once you look at that status sheet and this joint say it's 2012 and that joint say you don't leave till 2017, 18, that's just the reality. Like that, unless that changes, you're not going nowhere. You can cry, kick, scream, do whatever you want. You're not going nowhere.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So you never know what you're capable of doing until you put in those type of strenuous situations, although they may be daunting. So to answer this question before I digress, I had a baby, my daughter, little Fati, my princess Fati. That's my baby. Back in 2017, and I was working at Burst Logistics, and I was miserable at the job because it was very strenuous, and they don't play with you. That joint there it's not for the faint-hearted. They pay you really well, but it's not for the faint-hearted.
They make you work for everything they give you.
You want to work for all that. And there's no days off, there's no room for error with them. So, they're gonna make you pay for it. But and I was fresh home from prison actually. I came home 2015, so I had my baby in 2017, so I was only 2 years home. And I was a sole provider of the household at that time. So my baby was born on Thursday. My check came on Thursday, but that also was the check that went towards all the bills. You know what I'm saying? So when she came and I realized, like, this check is going, I don't have any money. You feel what I'm saying? I'm like, man, what am I going to do? Selling drugs is not an option. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I think a couple weeks prior, I had made these salmon cheesesteaks for my family at the time. I was married at the time. And I posted it on social media. And mind you, at that present time, I was the guy that got like 2 likes if I posted a picture or something like that. One of my mom, you know what I'm saying? Like, and one of them just felt bad for him, like, damn, bro, don't be getting you know what I mean? So I was that guy. So when I posted that particular thing, and remind you, I'm looking back at the pictures and stuff I used to take, and it was horrible. I think it was with an Android, and it was hard. I think it's an Android. Shout out.
Don't try to come to Android.
Hey, listen, I'm not. Listen, I'm a businessman. Samsung, Android, if you want to throw something my way, I'm there. You know what I'm saying? I got you. We going to the moon. But like just the whole quality of the pictures was trash and everything. But the reaction of the people, you know what I'm saying? Because down here, we don't have that type of stuff. We didn't grow up with those variety. Dover, there's not a variety of things that you eat. McDonald's, Burger King, Taco Bell. What you want? Some pizza.
Right.
What you want?
Wendy's on the late night.
Yeah. Wendy's if you're feeling frisky. You know what I'm saying? So, I wanted to provide that anyway. When I was in prison, I already had made a business plan and everything for a food truck. I actually wanted a bus. I was going to turn it into a bus restaurant. But that was a vision I had. Right. But I was so focused on trying to get my feet planted and living pro-socially without, you know what I'm saying, that I didn't lose sight of it, but I knew that I figured that I needed more to get that started. You know what I'm saying? I think I need $10,000 at least just to get this and that. Those were the roadblocks I had to even make a step. But after I had my daughter, it was like, what I'm going to do. So I had a grill. I came down here with a grill on the table, and I had, a friend of mine at the time. I told him what I was going to plan on doing, and he was like, he'll come with me and help. So that's what we did. We came down. I think literally, I dropped my daughter and my wife at that time, my ex-wife now, that I dropped them off from the hospital, said, y'all okay? And left and drove down here and got down here like 7 o'clock p.m. My man was like, you sure people going to come and even want to buy something around that time? I said, nah, I don't know. But I ain't leaving until we make some type of money, man. I got $40. I'm about to stop at this Walmart, get the salmon, and we're going to try and make this into something. And I never went back to work.
Wow.
From that moment forward, man. And so there was a book I read, and one of the quotes in it said, a vision with no ambition is just an illusion.
Wow.
And that joint, like, it really, I don't know why that particular, I read a lot of quotes, powerful quotes. But that one in particular stuck with me. This was probably about 2020. So it's probably about 10 years ago I read this. And it stuck with me. So every time I think about doing something and I don't do it, that quote immediately is my counter thought, and it makes me get up and do it. You know what I'm saying? Because initially that's the truth. I mean, we can sit around and talk about a whole bunch of things, but if nobody takes the initiative to even or be proactive towards that, I mean, it's going to go away from there. So,
wow,
that right there is what kind of like pushes what makes me press the button on a lot of things that I normally wouldn't.
It's funny. I remember y'all posted on Facebook that the places that y'all was cooking out at. Like sometimes I think you'd be out maybe Simon Circle.
Yeah, that's where I started out at.
Okay.
This is what's crazy, and like you would have to know me to understand like how crazy it is for me. Like my first charge ever, I was 16, and I called a possession with intent to deliver charge out Simon Circle, and I was sitting down in front of a friend of mine's yard, and long story short, I got caught up. The cops hit the corner. They got me. I had drugs on me, and I was 16. Like I said, that very same spot. When I say that same spot, I'm talking about. I didn't even realize it till I got done cooking, and like we had a little rush, and it slowed down, and I sat down, and I looked up, and then I just had a flashback of the cops hitting the corner, and when I like, yo, this is crazy. This is literally the same spot that I caught my first charge ever going towards the negative was where I started this whole journey. Like, look, not on purpose. I never thought about it. Like, oh, I'm gonna go here because this is where I never. It was. I wasn't even supposed to cook outside my circle. Actually, I was actually a split decision. I was supposed to go to Magnolia, and I was thinking like, damn, that's too far out the way. So where else can I go? So I called Relly. Bro. I called Relly. I was like, come on, I can come in front of the crib. So I detour. I went in front of his crib, and then I think it was like 2 days later when I even really realized that was the same spot I caught my first charge at, the exact same spot.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Crazy is not the word, man. It just shows to show you that everything, whether you believe it or not, everything's written. Like, everything has this power at every moment. You just gotta, be focused enough and open, and have your mind open enough to catch it.
It's huge that you bet on yourself. You know what I mean? Like you didn't rely on anybody. You had the idea, you had the vision, and you pursued regardless of the obstacles. And a lot of times when we're talking about people who are trying to be in this entrepreneurship journey, they get stuck at the obstacles and feeling like they can't push through. When, I mean, like you said, that Thursday, I mean, you had your daughter, and it was just like, it is what it is. I got to get to it.
Got to get to it, man. But, and it's crazy because now I'm teaching. My son's getting older, and he's huge. You know what I'm saying? He's big. I just and it's like you trying to teach this to them, but also realizing you was them. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you get to talking, and then you get to thinking like, this brother's not listening to me at all. I know he's not. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me just shut up for a while. You know what I mean? Hopefully he grasped the little bit he needed to grasp, and
they will.
I just keep it, and I just keep it all the way, real with them. And just try to really. I didn't have that man, to teach me how to be a man. I learned through trial and error. Right. So it's like things that I thought as being a man growing up, I didn't realize were wrong until I was like 23, 24, sitting around analyzing my life. I thought being a man was as long as you took care of your kids if you had some, and you made sure you had you some money, you were a man. You know what I'm saying? That's what I thought. As long as you paid bills, you were a man. But there's so many other components and elements like that actually compose a man. You know what I'm saying? That's why they get the credit when they are fulfilling that, role, get the credit that they deserve, because it's not easy to remain patient and, to remain subtle in situations. It's difficult. And those are all components of being a man, because sometimes things can get out of line, but you got to remain control the situation at all times, especially yourself.
Right.
Very much so.
And see, it's dope he got you. You recognize that, and now you're there. You're there to teach him the stuff that you learned along the way to try to make the road a little bit easier for him. For your daughter,
That's one thing I figured I wasn't going to do, is like allow them to feel what I felt. You feel what I'm saying? That void. Even though, growing up, a lot of us, sadly, as African Americans, the percentage of single parent households is past 50%. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like the minority is those who do have those father figures and mother figures. Now it's starting to, roles are starting to switch. Now it's a lot more. You see a lot more single fathers, and the women are saying, "Man, forget them kids, man. They dead. I'm out here." You know what I'm saying? So it's like the roles has changed, and sadly, we've paved that way, and we're looking at the damage that we've done right in front of our face. You know what I'm saying? As men. So now it's like, okay, the problem's recognized. Are we gonna keep complaining about it every time we get on the internet, or every time, or are we gonna try to find some form of reformation? And like, that's why I was big what you said about how you said we're trying to build empires out here, because if we even look at like our ancestors, we look at like anything that was powerful and it succeeded, whether they came to a demise through a mistake or whatever, but anything that built any type of power and structure, they were empires. You know what I'm saying? It didn't just happen with one person, and they may have had somebody representing them, but it was a structure, it was a system, it was systematic, and the more powerful each of those people were, the more.
We can't hear you. Can't hear you. Lost of audio.
Lost auto.
Shut up. You get my nerves.
So since we lost auto,
Really?
we
You may have to go out of the link and come back in. See if that works. Can you hear us? Can you hear us? I don't even know if he can see us. Okay. Oh, that's on the computer. I was gonna say, what is on my face?
She's funny.
I am funny.
Like I know what I said about him pushing through and betting on himself, but like that goes hand in hand. Like you do need a team. You know what I mean? Like you can be your leader and push through, but you're still gonna need people to succeed.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Definitely do. Let's see. Nope. Can't hear you. Did you mute him or he did?
No.
It's showing that you're muted.
Am I back?
We can hear you.
There we go. Somebody was calling me. It just went to host the Twitter.
Well, you were talking about building empire, so that actually feeds into our next question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all right, honey.
There you go.
It says, how and why did you choose your niche area of owning a halal restaurant?
At that time, and I still am, I'm Muslim, so at that time I was really strong. I'm a lot stronger than I was. I was a lot stronger then than I am now, which, you know what I'm saying? But it was only right. I couldn't see myself serving anything else but halal food, you know what I'm saying? And it was something new to the area. We didn't have it. And I knew it was something I enjoyed. I enjoyed going to the city, and every time I went to the city, I would have to give me a platter. You know what I'm saying? If I see one, let's get one real quick. So it was something I wanted to bring, with our own, throw our own spin on it.
It's definitely something different from what's down in Dover, Great Dover.
Can
you set it off?
Can you explain for the audience what halal is?
Yeah, sure. Halal in Arabic linguistically means permissible, or like something of good, something pure. Religiously, halal means something pure, something that as a Muslim we're able to do. That's something that you have access to. Where like the opposite of that would be haram, which means it's something impermissible. You feel what I'm saying? As a Muslim, so it's saying like it's halal food. It's a process that it goes through, as far as that what considers it makes it halal. Now, this is something that that there's two different. Now, halal, like any food is halal as long as it's not pork. It could be halal. I can eat a hamburger from Burger King. I can, it's halal for me to do so because it's not prohibited. It's not haram, which is the opposite. But it's not zabiha. Zabiha is something that was killed in the name of God. It's killed in the name of Allah. So that's what Muslims, like a lot of like people, especially people who are very strong in their religion, and they try to keep everything pure in their body. So they don't even eat food that's not been killed in the name of, that they know for sure has been killed in the name of God. You feel what I'm saying? So that's
so
that's something I want to provide.
That would be kind of similar to how the Jewish culture do kosher.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's exactly similar. Exactly similar.
Look at you be knowing.
Yo, you're funny. I do my studying.
I did it that way.
You got to grow. So what challenges did you have to overcome at the beginning of your journey?
Man. What challenges am I continuing? Like,
right.
Man. All right, so when I first started, the guy that I started with, I don't know what happened. I'm not going to talk bad about the man because he and I never had a conversation to me understand his perception of the matter to say whether he was right or how the magnitude. We was wrong regardless, but the magnitude, the intention. What was the intention? You understand what I'm saying? Did you think that was yours? You feel what I'm saying? Like, did you think it was rightfully due to you? And if so, maybe that'll explain why you felt as though that was okay. You feel what I'm saying? Like I try to overstand certain situations because, like, you know, Kim can attest to, like, back when I was younger, I was a little hothead. So like once I get to a certain level of anger, ain't no stopping me. It's on, like it's up there, and everything around is getting damaged. And with that though, I hurt a lot of people I love. So whether it be physically or them having to see that or hear about certain things that I did in the streets. So I try not to even put myself in those type of positions. Isn't that if people see me now, they be like, "How did you change? Like, yo, you went from I watched you, you know what I mean, to be so humble and so cool." And ain't that I changed. I just won't give myself. I won't give you that power no more. Like I'm not getting ready to go through that so I can calm down, look around at the mess I made. Like, man, like how I'm gonna clean this up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I just try not to get myself in those type of situations. So now with me trying to overstand as a Muslim brother, you know what I'm saying, what he may have been going through and thought mentally. So I don't want to hold too much of an ill feelings towards him because I don't want to see him and it might, you know what I'm saying, like me feel some type of way. And that means I'm on my defense. I'm waiting for him to say or do anything. As soon as he might say, "What's up?" a little too. He might be saying literally, "What's up?" And I'm like, "What's up? What's up?"
Right.
What's up with you? Trying to do something that it wasn't even that. You feel what I'm saying? Because I bottled all that stuff in, which even still, even if he was being malicious, me carrying that, we don't even talk. That doesn't make any sense. You feel what I'm saying?
It's only hurting you.
Yeah. So basically, he long story short, he took the money that we made. We made like 10 grand. We had saved up. We were supposed to get a store, but he felt, I don't know, like he had made Umrah. And then when he came back, he said he wasn't going to come back down. I was like, all right, cool. I thought maybe we'd start something else, something like that. Maybe we were going to do something. I don't know. We never really communicated after that. But then I'm thinking like, you know, maybe he going to be like, yo, here go your share. I'm going my way. You go your way. I'm like, then in the middle, like right when I was getting ready to open up, he called for the grill that we started with. Mind you, we bought a whole nother grill because it was so busy that we thought we would need 2 grills. But we never used it. So we wound up just staying at his house. You feel what I'm saying? So we already had a grill. So he started acting like he let me use the grill to come down here with. So he asked for the grill back right while I was getting ready to open up. So I had to go to Walmart, go buy another grill, set it up, assemble it right in front of all my customers. I had customers out there waiting. See, I'm like, yo, as soon as I get this up, I got you. And, you know, that really, it was a lot of stuff. I was going through a divorce at that time in the beginning. You know, like I said, I just had a fresh baby. And a brand new business. So like my head was all over the place. You know what I'm saying? And it just that I think a lot of that fuel, a lot of that, you know, depression, that anger, that, you know, a lot of stuff that comes with all those things. You know what I'm saying? From a failed friendship, from a failed marriage, from, you know what I'm saying, all that stuff that regardless of, as men, we don't really like to talk about it, but like, you know, it'll send you in a form of depression. So you start seeing you do stuff outside of yourself that you normally don't do. You know what I'm saying? And it'd be little stuff you got to pay attention to. Like, I know for me, I'm a car guy. I love cars. So I keep my car clean. That was one of my things. My car is always clean. I don't like stuff dirty. I like it smelling good. I just like the whole vibe of my car. That was my thing. Once I started going through my divorce and like everything else I was going through, I'm talking about it'd be stuff. Right now, it's stuff everywhere. I'm talking about like I'm just throwing stuff. This is from South Carolina somewhere. Like I just be like, but those little things subconsciously are signs of depression. You know what I'm saying? You start to do stuff that that normally isn't in your repertoire. You feel what I'm saying? Because that's your ego defense mechanism trying to cope with that anxiety. You know what I'm saying? So trying to deal with that and keep your mental straight and a business, dealing with customers, dealing with employees and business opportunities, people understanding that you got $1 million business here, but understanding that you don't know that you have $1 million business and taking advantage of your financial illiteracy. You know what I'm saying? So I've had a lot of that, you know, but all those built me to where I know what I know now. You feel what I'm saying? So now it's like, you know, I got beat up a lot. I don't know if y'all can see. You know what I'm saying? The grays. I'm on, you know what I mean?
Man, we all got them. We got them.
Shoot, man. Be coming, man.
I be looking at my classmates like, yo, they got some grades too, because
Yeah,
we both 37.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
hey, is it
I be
just
doing the
me?
same thing. I be seeing the pictures and stuff. I'm like, oh, all right, all
But
right.
yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, okay, this is supposed to happen.
Right.
But one of the things that I mean, just from your whole process is that you took it as lessons. You know what I mean? And for you to take the lessons and to be at the age that you're at now, granted, we laugh and joke and say 37 is old,
Yeah.
but in the grand scheme of things, it's not. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
So you got a long way to go. And for you to have learned those lessons at an early point of your business, that just lets you know the future. I mean, like the sky is the limit, as Biggie would say.
That's true, man.
I mean, listen, I can't get enough of the lamb cheesesteaks, bro.
Yeah, man.
I ain't
That's
want to
actually
go
one of
back
my
to the food.
favorites.
But listen, man, we love supporting Black businesses,
Yeah,
and
I like good food. I'm a foodie.
yeah.
and of course she's from Dover and I'm from Seaford, so us living in Newcastle, it was. I mean, we've tried a lot of things, but she was like, "Listen, there's a spot in Dover that my friend just started. You know what I mean? Let's go check it out." All right, man. There's been a few times where I've debated on taking that 45-minute trip.
Man, listen,
Just to get the
I live
food.
in Wilmington now, so like if y'all come across any spots or y'all hear about anybody leasing any restaurant ready places that already have a hood and a grease trap, but that's all I really need. Everything else you can deal with. If they don't have those two things, then it's might as well not even worth it unless you buy in the building. But
Hey,
Look at this.
I'm a realtor.
He a
y'all come
realtor.
from, oh, listen,
Yeah,
if you see
so
anything up
listen.
in, I just moved to Wilmington.
Okay.
So I'm trying to put a system together down here where I'm not taking this drive every day. You feel what I'm saying? Where I can put somebody in position down here and start something up there before I go to Miami. Yeah,
Hey man, I'll send you what I find, man.
yes, please.
Definitely
Please,
will.
I don't really have time to actually like go ride around and really look, or really don't have the resources to find, you know what I'm saying, certain things.
We'll wrap because I was about
Yeah.
to realtor questions like you should
Yeah.
know the city,
We might have a whole show right here.
let me
Podcast. Hold on.
Let me say this, not just because he's my husband, but a lot of people be like, yeah, I'll do this for you and I'll look it up and I'll get back to you, and then you never hear from them again.
Yeah.
He's not that type because you
Nah.
know me from back in the day. I'm not
Yeah,
going to boost up
absolutely.
nobody that's some BS. That's not me, because then that falls back on
deal
me.
with nobody on no BS.
let
Yeah.
alone marry.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. What I know of you, what I'm saying, you've been straightforward from the New Jersey drive that I've met you, so
All day.
I can't. Yeah, so I really can't. I can't say that you've changed. You know what I'm saying, and how you carried yourself from then, even as children in school, watching you. You had a grown woman type of energy though. You always came. You was the motherly one that came around, like kept everything straight. People around you kept everything in order. You was real mature. You were always mature than all of us. So like, that's something that's something that always stuck with me as far as attribute wise. You remember somebody of being some way, a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? That's one that I always commended, you know what I'm saying, and applauded you for, admired you for, was your maturity and the way that you, carried yourself throughout those times. No doubt.
Because our Hardy's days, I had to keep y'all in check and run darn shit by myself.
It was wild. I was lost in the sauce, boy. People be telling me stuff I don't even remember. Like, you want me to tell you? Like, I did. Crazy. Oh, man.
Yeah. That was fun times.
Yeah, man. And it's even funny to see us all now with our children.
Yes.
And like to see like, it just coming fruition is all over again and looking like just shaking your head like that. Like now we the parents sitting on a, you used to see the parents limping behind the kids, barely walking. Well, that's me.
Right.
Walking up the step. My son had football practice. He running on the field. I'm walking behind.
Right.
Trying to get up the stands and all that. Well, here's my dad right there.
Right.
How y'all doing?
It's funny. All right. So next question. Knowing what you know now, what would you have done differently and what would you keep the same?
I would have. It's hard It's hard. I would definitely would have. I'm an altruistic person, so like I always try to look. If somebody comes to me like, "Yo, bro, I'm hurting. I need some." Yo, bro, come on. You know what? I'll give you one better. You could be 50-50 of this, John. You could be my partner. Like I'm that type of person. That's not gonna work in business.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no Mr. Nice Guy. I mean, that's why everybody always says it throughout movies, no matter what it is. It's business, not personal. Because you have to learn to separate the two, or else you will fail. Yes. There's no you might. You will. You may not fail the first time you did it, but if you continue to do it, it's not, you know what I'm saying? This is not drug money. This stuff don't come back like that. One mistake could be the end of your whole career. You feel what I'm saying? So I would have kept my ambition and my drive, but I would have understood what I had, like far as a business, understanding equity, understanding proportions of equity and distribution of equity and stuff like that. I didn't know. So I just educating myself basically would be one of the major things I would have changed on business. I was so caught up in the hustle that I didn't realize the success wasn't in the hustle. Yeah. There's lazy people, there's lazy millionaires, lazy billionaires. It's not in the hustle, it's in the system, it's in the understanding the structure of business and implementing itself. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's about. That's why people pay millions of dollars or $100,000 to go to school for it. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? So understanding that point now, I would definitely understand financial literacy, becoming financial literate. And that would have been a major, because I had a lot of places, man, where they was doing like, and I should have known what was up when somebody like, well, what they was charging you. We'll probably just do around the same thing, you know what I'm saying, around the same thing they were charging you. Right. Went in the office like, yo, you know how much they was charging them over there? Like, I'm thinking this is, in the streets, you get front of the pack, it's 60-40. Everybody already knows 60-40, you're not arguing with that unless you a man and everybody's scared of you or something like that. They might bust it down 50-50. But 60-40, hey, bro, you don't got no money? Cool. You get 40% of this after you bring my 60 back. You know what I'm saying? We could do. So that's how, when that was brought to my attention, I didn't look at it like, what? No, you can get 15. You know what I'm saying? And understanding why it's that low when dealing with business, because of all the other overhead and other, all the other things that you have to do. So I was, and strategically they were doing that to keep me where I was at, because I was the fuel. You know what I'm saying? I kept the bills paid. Right. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like me not understanding that I was getting worked. I'm talking about worked. So not now though, man. I'm in a beautiful situation with a beautiful lady, man. Miss Mama G, shout out to her. She's a beautiful woman, man. She came and grabbed me up out the mud, man, and really, helped me out a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes that's all it takes.
Yeah, man. Resources.
Yeah.
Resources. If you don't have them, man, you don't have them. Relationships is the number one aspect in business, man. Even before the money, it's the most important. Yeah. It keeps the money healthy.
Yeah.
I agree.
What you got? I had something that it went away. Yeah, I did.
Oh, baby. He a little old, so we gonna give him a minute.
It happens to me all the time. That's why I was getting a roll. I just go ahead and go.
It didn't happen to me on this podcast a couple of times. I'll be in the middle of a sentence and completely forget what I was even talking about. So I understand. Well, while he think about that, we'll go to the next question. So, what advice would you give to someone who is trying to become an entrepreneur or a dadpreneur? You do that little word in there.
He's a father.
He is, but I don't think dadpreneur too much.
Single father too. At that.
Listen, y'all trying to block us out from.
We're not trying to block y'all out. We're just saying.
All you gotta do is put the role. Mom
if you think about it, most men run businesses. Like most businesses are ran by men. Women are now starting to run our own businesses, and that's how we coined mompreneur, because we still momming it at the same time.
We still.
Let's be honest, y'all can still be dads, but a lot of the times, the mom is the one that got the kids. Listen, me and you are married. We are in the house together. Right. Them kids will walk past you. I can be in the middle of everything, and they will walk past him sitting there and be like, "Mommy, I need this. Mommy, can I do this? Mommy, when is this?" And it's like, yo, did you not see the man? He's 6'5". You couldn't listen. He's sitting right there. And they'd be like,
That's
oh.
how I be.
So that's why I say, like, mompreneur is a big thing, but y'all can have dadpreneur too.
Dang.
That's cute. Okay,
So
go ahead.
what advice would you give to someone that's trying to be an entrepreneur with kids? How about that?
The balance is everything, because you don't want to get caught up in the money. Like, if you get caught up in the money, granted, you're gonna make it, but like, you're gonna be miserable, and then what's the point? Like, so it's like you want to create a balance in your life where like everything runs smoothly. It's all about systems. Business, one thing in business help you realize is how important systems is in everything. Whether it's your car, whether it's a marriage, whether it's anything, you gotta have some type of system going, or else everything's gonna be chaotic, and everybody's looking at each other waiting for somebody to make a move. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you don't have a system in place, you're gonna fail. So you remember Pierre Bowers?
Yeah.
He had came to the restaurant. We had, I didn't know if you know what I'm saying, I wanted to give him a shout out, because he had came to the restaurant, and he had we had talked, because you know he's in that as far as business analytics and stuff like that. That's what he do for a living. So you know, I reached out to him and said that, you know, if we could talk, anything he could help me with as far as, you know, creating a system in my efficiency, he would. So he came by and he said one of the things that he bases his whole ideology off is process over people. And you know, it sounds harsh, but in reality, in business, this is important, because people gonna come and go, especially now. Now we're facing they're calling it a pandemic with even workers. Like, companies don't have enough workers to efficiently run their business. You know what I'm saying? Where people are shutting down because they can't find enough people to cover a shift.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They can't keep the people in. So that's why the system is so important over having people, because people may come and go. And if the system changes with the people, or it changes around the people, then you have to change the system every time a person
over and over again.
Yeah, exactly. So if you got, it's like McDonald's, when you go in there, what they do? Hey, listen, the burger's right here, this right here, this right there. Your job is this,
right?
And that's it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like understanding that. Don't just go out there just hustling. I mean, you want to have that drive, you want to have that ambition, but you also want to have a form of organization and planning. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know it sounds cliche and it sounds corny. I've heard it in plenty of business shows. Business classes and stuff like that, where they're like, if you plan, what do they say, proper planning for performance or something like that. What is it? Proper plan prevents poor performance or something like that. They always throw that out there. They always throw out as far as if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Like that. They throw all that stuff out there, and it's real cliche, but it's cliche for a reason, because it's true.
It is very
true. No matter how much money you're making in the beginning, if you don't have a plan, it's not going to, it may not be able to sustain.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why you see all these people popping for a second. Like, oh, you like, congratulations. Oh, snap, they started their business. Okay. And they may be full-fledged. You see them everywhere. Everybody's buying it. And then you start seeing them slowly fall off. You catch them. Yo, you still doing that? Nah, man, I left that alone. And then you start asking them why. And they'll start running down reasons. It might be from, oh, well, the manufacturer, or this and that. It's because you didn't plan. You didn't have anything. You didn't have it set up. Oh, where you going to get your stuff from? I'm going to get it from here. Right. Consistent. You know what I'm saying? So just understanding what you're getting yourself into. Educate yourself. You know what I'm saying? And create the balance with the children. Make sure the children understand what's going on as well, because they'll appreciate it more. My son don't ask me for nothing. I like shout out to him. He don't ask me for nothing, and I don't think that's because, and he's been spoiled as a child. It's when I got custody of him while I was like really in the peak of my grind. I was outside the circle. I was on the cart about the everyday rain, sleet, snow, and I'm making it happen. You know what I'm saying? And along with paying bills, going through this divorce, still taking care of, you know what I'm saying? So he watched it. Like, he was there. He had to come with me because I was going through a divorce at the time. So that didn't, the comfortability level of him just staying there with her while she getting herself, it just wasn't there. So he was always with me on the cart. So he watched me, the money I made and how had to make it happen and still get stuff in the restaurant. People still pay. So I think he watched it and like, I'm not asking him for nothing, man. I'm watching this man sit out here and really bust his behind and still make sure I'm right. So he don't really ask me for nothing. So I think that all became from just understand. He works now. He working. He freshman at Polytech. He just got off work. Like he understands it. I didn't get it at that age. At that age, I'm riding around in somebody else's car. I'm going to other schools while I'm supposed to be in school. I'm down in Seaford and Bridgeville and they school walking around in their cafeteria and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't understand it then, but he gets it, and you know that's why that's what it's about to me. You feel what I'm saying? Understand that. Make sure that he's not out here misguided. That he can be out. He don't have to go through the stuff I went through, man. He can stand tall and really carry it because you never know when something's going to happen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then he can just get in line. He literally knows how to do everything. I can drop him off to the restaurant. He can run that joint.
Hey, that's dope. That's dope.
That's huge.
That's how I got my daughter. Sorry.
Gotcha.
My daughter, she's gonna be 11, and she like when I do different vending events and stuff, she right there with me. She's running it. I can literally walk away from my booth, and she's running it.
That's what it's about. Because you think at that age, we didn't like a lot of us didn't have that, even as far as entrepreneurship, because our parents was keen to work. You know what I'm saying? That was the whole thing. If you didn't work, you didn't eat. That was the whole thing. So everybody was focused on getting a job. Hey, all that business, the Bupa Loop line, that's for people that are crazy and ambitious. I want this paycheck. You feel me? Now everybody's crazy and ambitious, so it's like it's not abnormal for somebody to have a business. You feel what I'm saying? You know that may contribute to the pandemic of not having enough workers because everybody's doing that. Like, well, I work for you. I get my own.
And plus, so many places shut down. So many jobs shut down. People was like, well, wait a minute. These bills ain't shut down.
They learn how to survive. They learn how to survive. The pandemic, one thing it did when they shut everything down like that, they taught people. They broke the whole, if I don't work, I'm not going to be able to survive type of mentality. You feel what I'm saying? People were scared as a grown-up, as an adult. We were keen to know, hey, you have to have some form of income. You have to have a job.
Yep.
Now it's like, oh, I ain't worked for a whole year, baby. I still made it. I'm good. We gonna have it. We gonna. All we gotta do is.
Yep.
That's what people were doing during the whole pandemic. People were jugging and finessing. They was trying to figure it out, and I said, "Oh, this all I gotta do. I ain't never going to work."
Right. I think what's huge is the fact that you said that your son seen you through your grind and whatnot, and you didn't have that growing up. So you're pretty much like breaking that mold and having an example to where it sets the positive trend going forward for your family and for generations to come.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's huge, especially with us in the history of African Americans, and like you said earlier, as far as the splitting up and the moms being the caregivers. I mean, I personally think that was systematic, but that's neither here nor there. But ultimately, we as African American men need to show our sons the right way to do things. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, let's be honest. When it comes to the hustling, that's business. Like when you think about real hustlers and kingpins and whatnot, like they were real businessmen at the end of the day. It's just the fact that where it was, what's the intention, what's the direction, and we already know what that lifestyle can lead. So just have that same mindset and apply it in a legit manner or something that you're passionate, and you can get it the same way. The grind might be slow, but I mean, just enjoy the journey and the process.
That's it. I can say now, you know, like even just sitting in my car, like I got the car that I want. You know what I'm saying? I got stuff that I want. I can't go to the bank and pull out 20 grand and just go on a trip. I can't do that. Mm-hmm. But I am able to do a lot of stuff, and I'm able to like not so much as keep up, but I have friends who they still, lost as far as, I won't say lost, I would say they still haven't really found what they need to do, but they're successful at what they do. So it's like when I tell them, or like if I'm on a boat or something like that on the yacht in Miami with them, when we all out there, and I tell them like what they do, or somebody be like, hey bro, man, they be like, oh, you got your own restaurant? Like, yeah. Oh, the whole time I thought you were like, oh no, man, I'm legit. I'm legit to it. I do not know. I learned my lesson with that. I learned my lesson. There's no right way to do wrong.
Mm-mm.
You know, you can try to finesse, you can try to straddle the line. You're gonna fall one way or the other.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know what I mean? Just trying to, yeah, man. It's just cultivation, man. Cultivations don't stop. You gotta keep cultivating, keep growing, because there's no cap on potential.
Right. That's a fact. That's definitely.
So now that you say that, what's the next thing you want to achieve?
Miami. I
Miami.
want Miami bad. I wanted to, like, when I go out there, like, I'm a vibe person. I go off a vibe, I go off the energy, you know, because sometimes things may be appealing, but you don't feel it. Like, they don't have it. You know what I mean? Like, like physically it's appealing, but it's just the energy is off.
Something is off. Yeah.
You got to go with that because that's real. You know what I'm saying? It may not be for you. It might be a good thing, but it might not be good for you.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So it's like understanding that and being in tune with yourself to understand that. When I go out Miami, I feel it. Like, I don't party. I don't go out there partying, club and stuff like that. I like, you know, might get some yachts or something like that and just like chill out and relax on some grown stuff. But I be out there like, yo, where's my spatula? Where's my grill? I just need like 3 other people, and we're gonna turn this joint about next year. We're gonna be millionaires because it's out there. The market is out there. The money is out there. You just can't be scared of the overhead about it's gonna be expensive. Of course, it's expensive. You know how much money they're making out there.
Scared money don't make money.
Yeah, exactly. You can't let that scare you.
Right.
Oh, you might pay $10,000 a month. You know, I'm gonna make $100,000 a month.
Exactly.
$10,000 going good.
Shoot, that's dope though, Miami.
Yeah, it's and a lot of times I think, you know, especially us Delawareans, we have small families. A lot of us, not all of us. Some of us have the huge families, just stretch all the way to Cali. I know for myself and a lot of my close friends and stuff, the family just pretty much kind of stays in Delaware now. You know, it might got some sprinkled about, I got a cousin in Atlanta or something like that, but it's not no real unless you're from somewhere else.
Right.
You know what I mean? Your roots is probably here.
Right.
So we don't really go out. We don't have that ambition to really like, I'm gonna go to New York and just listen. I saved up $20,000. That's it. I know it's not a lot of money, and I know New York is high as hell, but this is all I have, and I'm tired of living down here. I'm out. And just make it happen. You know how many people go with nothing and make it happen?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And you go pull up on them. Yeah, I'm in New York. I'm doing good. I got this condo over here. Yeah, I'm doing this. They left with nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just the opportunities are greater. We just gotta go find them, man. We gotta go out there. They may not be here. You know what I'm saying? They're all out there. This world is too big to be stuck in one spot.
Who you telling? Yeah.
He tried to get me to leave. I just listen. I moved to Delaware, so it's like I done did some moving. I'm not really.
Get the hell out of here. Finish it off somewhere else.
And listen, I'm not even saying far. I'm just saying across the bridge, like over to Baltimore, DC area.
Yeah. Like, you know what? For me, I like palm trees. So my vision always for me is to wake up, go on my balcony, and see palm trees. So Miami, without going too tropical, is like the closest I'm gonna get to that tropic. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing that'll get me. That
humidity, man, that had me out here leaking.
I'd rather be too cold than be too hot because you can do so you can cover up when you're cold.
Right.
It ain't too much.
Angry for nothing.
If your compressor ain't right in your car or something like that, man, listen, you stuck in traffic. Man, you be mad at everybody.
Right.
You like, go. Can't nobody move. Everybody stuck. Sweating t-shirt on your head like that.
Right.
I don't want to answer no phone calls or nothing. My AC don't work.
I can't move. Did you just imitate banging on somebody with a flip phone?
With a flip phone. That's when you know it's real. Pop. You it's too fast. You close it and then you throw it down because it's real.
Yo, I can't.
Pop, pop.
Yo, you a mess.
So I think we got a pretty good idea of the answer for this next question, but want to ask you, what is your why?
Man, it's just been like, for me, you know, just being able to look in the mirror and say I am who I say I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then, like you said, we touched on that empire thing. Like, I'm real big on that because it's a you know, right now I'm trying to break that generational wealth thing. I'm trying to create generational wealth. I'm trying to create the things that are not only my family, immediate family, but our community need. You feel what I'm saying? Enough of us is going to be able to. We're going to be able to strong. It's going to touch somebody's going to touch somebody else. Is going to be able to touch somebody else. So if you create enough of it, we're going to be able to touch enough people. That's going to be able to uplift our whole situation. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like to be a part of that. You know what I'm saying? To be able to and when it's all said and done, if I check out, to not be a hypocrite, to not be like the stand on business, to really, you know what I'm saying, where somebody say, oh, your dad was such and such, that was a good man right there.
Yeah.
So my son and my daughter can be proud of that, and they can mimic and try to implement the same things in their lives and carry it on. You know what I'm saying? So that's got to be my why, just to be able. Because like if you do it for somebody else, once that person's gone, it's like what's left. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be your children or whatever, you never know. God forbid. You know, once it's gone, you go crazy because that was your why. You feel what I'm saying? But your why can also affect them without it having to be indirectly them. So, and you're not like, if you can't, that's you don't love yourself. You don't not loyal to yourself. It's impossible for you to do it to somebody else. You can mimic it. You can fake it. It's not that genuine loyalty without even have to think about it. It's not even like a thought that you're not going to get that if you're not that to yourself. So just try to remain true to myself because I lost myself somewhere down when I was like 14, 15, and I created that street character. I lost myself. So I just got back to him. So really getting in tune with it and understanding who I am as a man and where I'm going, and you know what I'm saying, and how I can affect my legacy can affect maybe the masses. You know what I'm saying?
Man, you dropping gems, man, tonight. I tell you what.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Vice versa.
Man, I brag about you all the time, especially like I talked to him, especially when you got your restaurant. Even when you were at first, I think at like the gas station, when you got in there. Man, I'm so proud of you because, like you said, we grew up together. So watching what you went through and how you turned everything around.
I was always the one that was missing. Like,
I know.
Everything. Where's Dion at? Oh, he locked up still. Again? Yeah. How long this time? I don't know.
No.
Then I come around. I used to be so weird because like I was the black sheep. Because like I had a good family. You feel what I'm saying? So it was like my cousins and my immediately friends. I played football. You know, I was a Sigma Beta. So I had good people in my circle, but I was like infatuated with the streets. So it was like I had something else in my heart. You feel what I'm saying? So it was like so awkward because like I was still like these are my friends. But I'm the oddball. Like I'm the one. Like, oh man, we gotta watch this nigga.
This knucklehead here.
Yeah, this knucklehead part of my
do
language.
something crazy.
This knucklehead. Yeah, he gonna. Everybody having fun. Hey, I walk in the room. It's like, you brought him. Y'all like him? Y'all know what he be doing? All right. Oh.
But I mean that makes a better story for your book, your life, man.
It does. I gotta do a doc. I want to get on my Yay joint. I'm about to start documenting everything because you never know. It's like honestly though, he believed in himself enough, and then he had a couple people that also believed it, but nobody knew Kanye. Like when Kanye was on his come up, like when he was nobody, like far as in not to the world,
right?
That he was nobody. That he believed in himself enough, like, yo, now record me today because that stuff's gonna be worth some money. I'm telling you, people gonna be like, and he believed in it, and with rapping and providing a service like that, where you don't have something monetary to give someone in return of their money. You know how hard that is to be able to. I'm going to give you these words, and you're going to give me some money for them. Like to sell that. You understand what I'm saying? Like people don't give artists enough credit when it comes to that. That's not an easy thing to be able to do. That's why they get so much money. You know what I'm saying? To be able to sell some words. Like, here, take these. You owe me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that right there, man, is everything, man. It's understanding, just having I think that's the key thing in everything, really. Whether it be a marriage, whether it be a business, whether it be understanding, having understanding what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah, and what you're getting yourself into and what you got, like the gem that you have. Yeah, right.
Yo, you're a nut, yo.
They calling me again. I'm back in here though.
Well, we about to wrap up soon, so
Hold on. What I do last time?
No,
we can hear you.
You good? Yeah, you good?
You good?
Y'all hear me?
Yeah.
I got.
He must couldn't hear us. But man, I'm just so proud of him. So proud of him. Like he said, he was the one. Oh, Dion, what are you doing? What are you doing, Dion?
I'm back.
Okay.
I'm back to calling. My phone dropped from where it's at, and then I'm grabbing it, pressing buttons.
Well, listen,
You
we
good, man.
know you're a busy man, so
I'm glad y'all my excuse so I don't answer the phone. I screenshotted y'all one time so I can send it to you. Look, I'm on podcast. I'm gonna use that screenshot for the next 3 hours. So I don't have to answer the phone.
He said next 3
I'm
hours.
on podcast right now. Hey, if that say 9 o'clock.
I'm busy. I can't talk. That's funny.
So the bonus question, not saying okay. So my wife used to be a reader.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is that the key word? Used to be.
I'm getting back into it with audiobooks.
She is, and I'm big on self-knowledge, not self-knowledge, but self-education. That's what it is.
I know what you mean.
I rather read and learn on my pace and my understanding rather than anyway. Can you recommend 3 books that were game changers for you? Any books? Absolutely. It doesn't have to be business related. Just any 3 books.
The first book is the book I got that quote out of. Would be A Setback is a Setup for a Comeback by Willie Jolly. That book was instrumental to my cultivation and me finding myself and understanding, who I really am and getting back to the essence of me. I would recommend that book for anyone. Also, The Souls of Black Folks by W.B. Du Bois. You gotta be kind of like your mind. You gotta be a little. You got to have a little intellectual fortitude to really get into that. You're not going to really because he goes so many places. But if you when you sit back and really think about some of the stuff he says, it's so brilliant. I'm like, how the heck that long ago that he put that together like that?
Yeah.
Like the minds were brilliant. Like it's chills almost to say. You know what I'm saying? To understand that and that we have the capability of doing the same thing. You got to tap in.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying? So okay, so we got Setback is set up for a comeback. We got Souls of Black Folks from W.B. Du Bois. And I can't think of the artist. That was a good book too. But see, I used to study psychology before I got incarcerated. I was a psych major, and there was a book that we utilized in the course. It was by W.B. Harris, Dr. W.B. Harris. He's a psychologist. Well, he's dead now, but he's an older psychologist back in the day. It's called "I'm Okay, You're Okay." And it basically breaks down these 4 life positions, you know what I'm saying? And the gist of it is basically getting to a point where, you're consciously, I'm all right, me, everything you all right with everything that's around you because you can't control it. But it kind of like really breaks things down from a psychological level and help you get on it keep you grounded as far as overstanding other people. Because sometimes you might have to compensate for somebody else just to get to where you got to go. You feel what I'm saying? Forget what he got going on. You got to stroke his ego for a second to get past him to get to where you really got to go.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Understanding and being wise and witty to do that type of stuff. That book will kind of makes you tap in. I think those 3 books. And I'll give you a bonus book. What is it by Ralph Ellison? Dang, what is it? It was right there. I see the front of the book and everything. Because it's like it talks about Invisible Man.
Okay.
Yeah, Invisible Man. I think that's another one you gotta have some intellectual fortitude because he jumps around, and if you don't understand what's going on, you'll be like, what? How did he go from talking about this to this? But it has a meaning. It's bigger. And you gotta tap in.
Okay.
Those are my suggestions. I give you 4.
That's appreciated.
I'm clocking into memory because I need to, like he said, I'm trying to get back into reading. I was reading like hood girl stuff for a long time, so I'm trying to grow up a little bit with my reading.
Long time.
Long time.
She probably got a Tyler Perry script in her head.
With all the stuff that I read.
You probably could put something together and have a screenplay going on.
Probably so.
Listen, it's out there.
Listen. There's room for it.
Listen, man, we appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Could have been anywhere in the world. But you're here with us.
Hey, man, I enjoyed it, man. I enjoyed it.
Go ahead and plug your business. Plug yourself.
Man, Akhibachi's Halal Food. We up there on North DuPont Highway, right past the light, the Walmart light. If you're coming north, if you're in Dover, if you're coming south, you can't miss us. Right there on the corner. 5409 North DuPont Highway, 12 to 9. It's up there. Akhibachi. We got the sauce. You ain't gonna get nowhere else.
Yo, with that sauce, man. Yo, are you what are your hours? Because there's been times I've came down there. I mean, like the days that you're open. Because my feelings have been hurt some days.
Sundays,
and I be talking on Facebook.
We like Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Sundays, it's no go. Saturday, Monday through Saturday, 12 to 9.
Okay.
Be there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely
I appreciate y'all having me. Yeah.
Like,
Sunday to everybody.
What the?
Yeah.
I don't even know what happened. But either way, proud of him, proud of my guy, man. For me, when I have a friend, if they've been my friend and haven't done me wrong, they're my friend for life. So Dion is my friend. I'm so proud of him. And like you said, honored that we had him on today.
Definitely. I mean, I like knowing restaurant owners.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know too many, but I feel like I know him through you. And now I've met him.
You can network with him.
So definitely want to network. And I mean, his food is delicious. So if you're ever in Kent County, Delaware, check out Akhibachi's Halal Food.
You will
forgot
not
the address,
upset.
But
wait,
everybody's got a smartphone, so Google it. It's in Delaware. I'm in Dover, Delaware.
Akhibachi's speaking into your phone to pull up.
Just do that. Cheesesteaks is on point. That lamb cheese.
Come back, baby. Come back. Come back.
So, we thank everybody for tuning in. If you're on YouTube, subscribe. If you're on Facebook, which you're going to get this a little late, be a little rerun, subscribe. Next time we'll be on, we'll be eating food, sitting at the dinner table, talking about some good topics.
Yeah.
So until then, you got anything you want to say?
I've been trying to think of something to say to close out our show. So I'll just say until then, pull up a seat at the dinner table, enjoy it with your family.
Oh,
I don't like that either, so I'm gonna come up with something different next time.
Come up with some bars.
I can't. I've been struggling.
If you're able, take a seat at the dinner table. Y'all have a good night.
Lord.